Somebody needs a nappy poo. Somebody needs a nap and not to get woken up by it.
Leave me alone.
Wow.
I
I sound like my children after they wake up. Don't look at me.
Yeah, don't look. Oh.
Why are you guys obsessed with the window? Is it recording?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
Oh, cool.
Is it? I can't tell.
Alice, can you press record? Wait.
Can you see if it's recording?
I think it is. It is.
Okay. Alice, can you see if it says stop recording or record?
It does say stop recording. I'm absolutely positive about it.
You have glasses.
Yeah, but I can still read sometimes. 57, 58, 59. Another minute has gone. Yeah, it's recording.
Okay.
Because the minutes are counting. We're going to be super pissed if I'm wrong.
What are the minutes?
Huh? Because it tells you how many...
No, it's...
Seconds?
It's a thing in... when you go to city council.
Oh.
Like...
Oh, yeah.
The minutes?
Yep.
Are the minutes being recorded? Okay. I don't know.
Listen to this lawyer in here.
That has nothing to do with being a lawyer. It's just from Park and Rec and something else. All right.
Park and Rec, where they only work at one singular park.
Yes.
And not parks, plural.
Correct.
You know it's called Parks and Recreation, right?
Yeah.
You always say Park and Rec.
Because, like, Parks and Recreation... Like, I just shorten it.
All you had to do is make it a plural. Parks and Rec.
That's a lot of work.
Every time you say that, I'm like, ugh. But it's, like, always a bad time to, like, say it. But I'm like, no.
Because every time we talk about Park and Rec, it's always, like, in a very serious moment.
And then also, like, that show I could just get on a huge, like, long rabbit hole about. A deep rabbit hole, I should say. Hey guys, again, we're not gonna... Should we introduce ourselves, or are we good? Okay. Good. I didn't know if we need to, like, redo it. Are you doodling?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Better not be doodling. I'm gonna be asking questions after this.
Okay. So I went first last week.
Okay.
But I have a question for you before.
Okay.
So, what would the title of your autobiography be?
Tiny but mighty.
Tiny but mighty. What are you, the Mighty Mouse?
Badass Brie. I don't know. Something badass.
Badass Brie.
The bold and the Brie.
The bold, the beautiful, easy breezy, beautiful Brie.
There we go. That's a good one. But I kind of want something in there about me being short, but I'm still awesome about being short. Badass.
Badass.
Badass Brie.
That ass Brie.
But also, like, I like some, like
Can
some
you move?
slang in there. Just like some slang or some, I don't know, because I'm not afraid to be above the law or the offensiveness, I guess. Because I'm a badass
citizen.
Yeah. I hate being asked these questions. I love these questions.
Okay, well then I'm gonna stop asking you.
Because then later on, I will think of a way cooler answer, and I'm gonna call you, and I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna be like, just like when you told me what would be my song to walk into a room, and I called you that one day, and I'm like, changed my mind. I know what song I'd walk into. Any ACDC. Yeah, that was one of them.
Oh, okay.
Any ACDC.
ACDC. You know that brand that. Band.
Yeah, those letters that are always on T-shirts. They look pretty cool.
The ones that talk about AC.
They talk about We Are the Champions.
Yeah.
That's what they sing.
And I think they.
By the way, because I know I'll get a text about it, Cody, I know that they don't sing We Are the Champions. I'm not a dumbass. Thank you. Because I know he'll be like, by the way, they don't sing that.
Does Josh listen to AC/DC?
Yeah. I mean, like, not, like...
Willingly?
Yeah, but, like, his dad's, like, really, really big into, like, classic rock.
Okay.
Which is awesome. And so, like, he listens to, like, all the classic rock, except they listen to a lot... They also listen to, like, a lot of Rush. They're huge Rush people.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm not a big fan of Rush.
Slap in the
They're
bass.
okay. Slap in the bass. That's the only reason I love Rush is
Me
because
too.
of that movie.
What
about you?
So this one was really easy for me.
He's so rude.
He is.
He's literally rude.
Like, all the places that you can sit. Sit right here.
Leon.
Sit right here.
He's like, no, I must be in the spotlight. The camera loves me, Mom.
The camera loves me. Lay down.
He's like, no, I want to jump on Alice.
That's what it looks like he's going to do.
Oh, my God, if he does it.
That'd be amazing.
It'd be hilarious.
This one was really easy for me because I've been actually writing my own autobiography my entire life. So, like, I just, every day, like, I just go out and write it. I'm just kidding. That's a lie.
Oh. I was about to say.
Wouldn't that be like a diary?
Yeah, I mean, that Aunt Frank.
Yeah. Okay. It's on all my social medias, actually. It's the only thing in all. Sorry, this is it. Sorry. I'm sorry if I ruin this by participating. So.
Accurate.
That is what mine would be.
Oh, and literally you'd be like, story of my life.
Story of my life.
Literally.
Ruined
this
everything.
is the story of my life. Takes last. Oh.
Wah, wah.
Will pleasantly surprise you.
So, since I went first last week, I'm going to tell you my neighborhood story.
Okay.
I got this from Reddit. And it says, my neighbors across the street were completely normal, but one day their sister moved in with her 6 kids from several different dads. A few months later, there were cop cars all over my street. Very strange, since I lived in a pretty normal middle-class neighborhood. I found out that the sister had been pregnant and denied it to my neighbors for months. I don't think she needs to tell people that she's pregnant, but okay. She had the baby in the house and killed it, then hid the baby in the backpack for several days.
Whoa.
Eventually, my neighbors found out and called the cops on her. Yeah.
Where did that happen? Did you look at it? You should look into that. Oh my gosh. Don't really look into that.
Yeah,
I don't want to hear about that.
I don't want to hear it.
That's depressing. That's just like the baby built into that house.
Oh my gosh. So sad.
Oh man.
But also, like, same. If I had 6 kids, I'd be like, I ain't having another.
There's no more mouths to feed in this house.
No more mouths to feed.
Okay, but that's really sad.
Also, like, there's other options, people.
Yeah.
Like,
you can literally go drop your baby off at a fire department.
Yeah.
And no questions will be asked.
Exactly.
They have boxes for it.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yes, I know.
We mention it all the time.
I know. I wish I could drop this one off. She's next to me. She's 9. What's the expiration date? Return policy.
18. You still got some years. You got 9 more years.
Don't say that. That's
I don't know why I had to think about what 9 plus 9 was, but then
I only have
like,
9 more
right.
summers.
Stop.
I know.
You're so sad.
I know. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
You're going to make me sad to think about it. My child's birthday's next week.
Oh. 15 more summers.
Oh, crap.
Wait.
What?
That's 20. I said 15 more summers. 5 plus 15.
Oh, because I have...
Yeah.
Go
ahead.
Where are you getting those 2 numbers from? For who?
Charlotte. She's turning 5.
Yeah?
And so I said 15 more summers. And I was like, that's bad math. That was bad math, Amy. Because that would be 20.
She's 13.
I know.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know what you were doing. I thought you were adding like Natalie into it. I guess that would be 21.
That would be. Yeah.
No, I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
I don't know. Whatever.
Math is hard.
Yeah,
this is not a math podcast.
Words are hard. Math is hard. Don't get dead.
Don't lick my straw.
Hey, are you going to tell me about that thing first? The phone call?
Oh! So it was it last week or the week before? I think it was last week when I told you about the Venmo guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
The guy that tried to give you all that money. Did you talk about that on the podcast?
I don't know if I talked about it on the podcast. I can't remember.
That's okay. Someone tried to give Amy money. Yeah.
So this guy tried to give me money, $560. And then I wrote back and I was like, what sick joke is that? He had Venmo take the money back, which was a lot better than me just sending the money back to him. Because then it would have been recorded with I guess it would have been recorded with, anyways. So, I commented on it. I said, what sick April Fool's joke is this? Or something like that. I wanted that money, blah, blah, blah. Today, he messaged me, or he sent me a $560 request through Venmo and said, Amy, can you please, I accidentally sent you this money. Can you please send it back? Do the right thing and send it back to me. And I was like,
a scammer?
It is a scammer. Because he already took the money back.
Yeah.
And he gave me his phone number, so I wanted to call him. But my phone's almost dead.
Oh, man. You know Venmo is connected with PayPal, and PayPal, like, guarantees you to get, like, your safety with your money. Venmo and PayPal are together. Money. I know, but I'm saying for anybody else who has that happen, PayPal and Venmo are, like, they're partnered up.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Josh found that out because he had something happen through Venmo where, it was someone buying something, or he bought something and they were a fake seller and they scammed him and he got his money back through PayPal and that person got reported. So
that's good.
Yeah, but PayPal's really good about getting your money back. So
I wanted to call this guy and be like, bro. Like,
you didn't think I was going to call you, did you?
But I want to star 69 it because remember you and I just tested that out?
Star 69 still works, guys.
Yeah, so I wanted to star 69 it. I was going to call for my work phone and do that, but I was so busy today.
Shoot, I forgot to turn my mic down a
It's okay.
notch. That's okay. Sorry, Cody.
Yeah, so, yeah. I was like, did you forget that you already took the money back? Like, I'm not dumb.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Oh, what a jerk. What's his name?
I can't remember. My phone is almost dead. I left it out in the living room. He's from Texas. It's probably fake.
Fred.
And whatever the name is, it's not him. It's a different name.
Freddie.
He catfished me.
Yeah, catfish you money.
Except for I didn't fall for it.
Yeah, sucker. I work for True Crime Paranormal Podcast, and I also am a lawyer, so I know that kind of stuff. I'm like an investigator.
No, for the record, I am not a lawyer.
It's like those fast things at the end of the infomercials. Amy is not a lawyer. She cannot guarantee you the freedom. Blah, 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 blah.
This is not, we do not give out lawyer advice. Anything that say will and be held against her.
You cannot get out of jail with Amy. Do not believe her. Do not
pass go.
Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Okay. I did one this week out of the book.
Oh, yay!
I'm doing Washington, D.C. The great capital of our brilliant and beautiful country.
I want to throw this pen at you. I'm so excited.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why I am.
Oh, okay. I'm so excited.
I'm not going to throw the pen at you.
Please not. I'm like watching you.
I'm so excited. I don't know why. First off, I love American history.
Oh, yeah, I do too.
Constitutional, that type of history.
Oh,
and
okay.
stuff like that.
I just love American history. Yeah. I mean, it's where we live, so that's obviously why.
Okay. Second thing that you've said today that makes me think that you're a sovereign citizen.
A what?
Sovereign citizen. It's like someone that I've talked to you about this before. It's like someone that they don't think that they need to abide by the laws.
Yeah.
They're a country of one. It's
that?
My house.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the snow melting.
I'm tired of hearing noises. We don't know what that noise was last week. Okay. I am.
Look at
No,
him.
I'm not.
Look at the way he's
He's
looking at whatever he's
side-eyeing.
like. He's looking at something. What are you looking
Because
at?
he looked like he was gonna jump on Alice for the longest time.
He looks pissed. He's not in the way of the camera, though.
No, he's not. He's like just there. It's kind of cool because there's like a little fur in your camera view. It looks like you got like feather boas all around you.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. So I'm doing the Old Stone House in Washington, D.C.
Okay.
The Old Stone House, and I guess that's exactly what it's called, is the Old Stone House. It's an old stone house.
It's very creative.
That's all. That's all the history I'm giving you. Old Stone House.
That end.
So it is located at 3051 M Street in D.C. It was built in 1765 by Christopher and Rachel Lehman. In 1765, I said that twice.
Okay, I just heard that again. It's probably Tony.
Check. He's in here.
No, he's not.
Are you sure? Because
Yeah,
he was over there earlier.
He went out when you opened the door.
Did he? Okay. Okay. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you pranking me?
No.
Okay. I'm the one who tells the paranormal stories, and I feel like I get the most scared sometimes.
Yeah, because you believe in them.
I do. Oh, man. Also,
Sorry, that
it's
was
the true
rude.
crime stories that you tell me, and I think, oh my God, someone's in the house.
That's true.
That's why when I got here, I locked your door.
Oh, thank you.
It was locked when I got here, so, just did the right thing.
I had a daycare. Sorry. Wow. I had a daycare parent one time. Not one time. Every time she would come inside my house, she would lock the door.
That's so creepy.
I'd be like, okay. And I'd like unlock it. I'm like, what are you doing? And like, it was just her habit of when you go inside the house, you lock the door. She told me about it.
Okay, I was about to say, did she like
no,
tell you this?
I was like, why do you keep locking my door? And she's like, it's a habit of mine. I was like, a great habit to have.
But it's really creepy when you do it to someone in their own house.
Yes.
You're not going anywhere. No! No, but really, I have to talk to you about my kid's behavior. You're not going anywhere.
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Okay, so it was built in 1765 as a simple one-room house. The layman's only possessions were Christopher's tools, a stove, Bibles, and some furniture. Everything that you need.
You know what he's doing? He's trying to get into the cabinet in the bathroom.
Oh, okay.
That sounded like a cabinet opening.
It did. Okay.
Yeah. And he does that often.
Okay. Not long after the year that it was built, Christopher unexpectedly died, leaving behind Rachel. I don't know how he died. I don't even know if he died in the house. So,
when you say one room, do you think it's just like
it's literally like a loft from what it sounded like. It was a one story. Everything was out in the open.
Okay, that's it.
From what it sounded like to me.
Okay.
The kitchen was even hardly a kitchen. Over the next 2 years, Rachel was remarried and sold the home to another fellow widow club, named Cassandra Chu. Cassandra was an upper middle class member who owned many properties in the area, and along with that wealth, she also had 6 slaves working for her. It is kind of necessary to talk about that.
Right.
And I'm not sure if she actually owned them. I think she just had them working for her because, I don't know, the stories were just weird. So, in 1767, Cassandra added the rear kitchen as well as the second floor, and then eventually would add a third floor addition they were all completed by 1790.
I want to stop for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Having slaves is awful. Like, that should have never happened to
it's
anybody.
wrong.
But what a girl boss.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, I thought about that the whole time I was reading about her because she had like all these properties and like,
yeah,
she's just a businesswoman.
She was just a business. She was just getting it.
She's building it. Yeah.
Yeah.
In 1807, the home was passed down from Cassandra to her daughter, Mary Smith Brumley, who was also wealthy and used the home as a place of residence and business. So she was pretty similar to her mother.
Okay.
She also had slaves working for her. So the home served as many businesses throughout its life, such as a hat business, tailors, locksmiths, clockmakers, roofers, house painting business, and in 1953 it was a used car dealership.
Oh.
Yeah, really, just
That's
they
random.
pop up everywhere sometimes.
That's true.
Just like, hey, welcome to the old stone house. I guess they like made the whole backyard into like concrete where all the cars were or something.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's kind of sad though.
Yeah.
Not long after that, sometime between 1953 and 1960, it was then purchased by the government for $90,000, which in today's money is $911,500, and transferred it to the National Park Service for, speaking of Parks and Rec, for
Park and
management. It was renovated and opened to the public in 1960.
Holy cow.
So
that's a lot of money for back then.
Yeah, exactly.
For such a small.
Yeah. Well, there's some theory on the history of why it was worth so much. So
gold.
After the Revolutionary War, America needed a new capital. It was agreed that Virginia and Maryland would give up some land to create the new city, D.C. President George Washington appointed Pierre Charles L. Effant. I just realized that's the funniest name ever. It's literally L-Infant. It's Infant. L Infant.
It's not.
L Infant.
Who did that to them?
They're like, hey, let's make this guy's middle initial L. L Infant. Oh. He appointed Pierre Charles L. Infant to design the city's layout. In 1791, he and the president would hold their survey meetings in Suter's Tavern, owned by John Suter, and Suter's son, John Suter, was renting a room at the Old Stone House. For years, it was believed that the President Washington and El Infant were meeting at the Old Stone House. This prompted a sign to be hung on the home that proclaimed the house to be George Washington's headquarters.
Ooh.
And this was evidently the reason why the National Park Service was like, hey, we got to make sure this place is protected. It's got to be like important.
Right.
This is where our first president would come. But later on, it was discovered by historians that actually was not true. Oh. And they didn't find that out until after they'd bought it.
That's embarrassing for them.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's still like, it is still the oldest building, the oldest structure, I believe, pre-revolutionary structure in D.C., so.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about why we're all here. We do like the history, though. So over the years, at least 11 different spirits have been known to haunt this residence. Some include a woman near the fireplace in a brown 1700s-style dress. A little girl with curly hair has been seen running up and down the stairs. Another woman in an antebellum dress, antebellum clothing, and she's been seen on the stairs and in the kitchen. A man in short pants and long stockings in the kitchen. A man with long blonde hair and a blue jacket. So, like, descriptive on all the clothing.
Yeah, that's actually kind of crazy.
He's been seen in the front room window. A young boy named Joey and a young black boy in the hallway has been seen on the 3rd floor. A carpenter thought to be Christopher Lehman and a colonial era man in the master bedroom, and another colonial era man on the 2nd floor, and George. So there's like lots, and George, and there's like lots of different, like, clearly there's lots of different things going on in this house. So
there is. I don't know
if some of them are the same. Yeah. You're not going to. That's the thing. So I'll get into it.
Okay.
So first, George is not so nice. I just want to.
Is that why he doesn't get a last name?
And George, he's just George, and he's really not nice to women.
Oh.
So nothing that I know of tragic has happened there. So like I can't give you information on any of these people. They do believe that one of the colonial men, could be the original owner, Mr. Lehman, who built it, because I believe people say that he's like a carpenter, and he's been described as a carpenter, or the spirit has been. But it's 200 years old, and it's pre-Revolutionary
It's only
War,
200
so,
years old.
I mean, that's pretty old for America.
Yep, I knew that.
So let's talk about George.
Why did I think America was a lot older than that?
Because of all of our other stories that talk about all these other. That's why it blows my mind when I hear about places that are like thousands of years old, and I'm just like, whoa, it's wild. So, dear old George has been known to attack people by biting, scratching, pushing, and choking them.
Holy cow.
It's believed that he hates women and will attack them first when they enter the third floor bedroom.
Oh my gosh.
It was rumored that he had stabbed someone and sexually assaulted some.
What?
Yeah, I would not mess with George. Visitors have reported the feeling of dread and cold spots. There's something scratching at the door. Disembodied voices, especially from the third floor, have been heard. Apparitions of translucent women have been seen.
Whoa.
Cooking in the kitchen and also holding lanterns. EVPs of grunts, growls, and whispering have been caught. Sounds of children running and laughing can be heard. And
I don't like that, but I like it.
Yeah, I know, me too. Especially like up and down the stairs. And people have seen the faces of men and women staring at the windows. Sorry, right. I felt the need to check
it.
Okay. So I told you this was a pretty short story.
Uh-huh.
I have a couple of little tiny reviews or people's personal experiences here. So time for
is there?
I'm scared reviews.
Oh yay! I love these.
I've only got 2, but they're pretty good ones. So
wait, what is it today then? Is it? It's just a museum.
Yeah, it's a tour. Yeah, it's a museum essentially. Yeah,
you probably said that, but I probably
it's open to the public is all I said. I didn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so this person said it is a quaint and charming peek into colonial pre-American revolution days.
Okay.
He said, or she said, ghost voices are sometimes heard coming from the empty third floor. Rangers have reported a man and a woman in an argument, and a 9 or 10-year-old, I don't know how you can tell how old a kid is by their voice, also speaking to them.
Whoa.
When the Rangers start to go from the second floor to the third, the voices stop, and it is quite quiet and spooky. This next one was from a website called pocketsite.com.
Okay.
And I'm not sure I think it was just like a blogger site.
Yeah.
Who goes and explores like these different places. But this person did not have a very good experience here.
Oh no.
It says, something at the Old Stone House just feels wrong. My wife and I visited Old Stone House twice. The first time was overnight, October 11th. Old Stone House has a foreboding presence. For my wife and me, there was something ominous about it. Like we shouldn't be there and certainly weren't welcome. The faint glow from upstairs work lights permeated the whole place. At one point on the first floor toward the back, I thought I saw something move, but I freely admit it could have been a case of the jitters. We meandered around the property for a while, taking photos and talking, trying to determine where the various sources of light were coming from. And that's all I got from that one.
So they just didn't feel welcome.
Very spooky, yeah, and weird lights coming from different places, and possibly may have seen an apparition.
Interesting.
So as of today, the Old Stone House is open to the public for tours, and is even a stop on, from what sounds like, numerous ghost tours in DC. So I'm sure there are tons of ghost tours there. It has been restored and renovated to take you back to pre-revolutionary times. It's the oldest unchanged building structure in DC and over 200 years old.
That is so cool.
And
I want to go there.
The Old Stone House in Washington, D.C.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I really want to go there now.
Yeah, it seems pretty cool. It definitely looks like it would take you back in time for
I'm
sure.
gonna Google it.
Yeah, you should. It's crazy because they talk about how like um, the first floor is so dated from the other two floors because the first people that owned it didn't sound like they had a lot of money.
Right.
Because the only thing they had to their name was like their furniture and their Bibles and their tools and stuff.
Yeah.
And like they built this one room place that was just for
enough
what
for
they
them.
needed.
Yeah.
And then this lady comes in and adds 2 more floors, and they said the top 2 floors are completely different, like houses to walk into. It's like a completely different house.
That's kind of cool that she kept the first floor the way it was.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I didn't think about that. Well, maybe she had added to it beforehand, and maybe they like took it away and restored it.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe like looked at building records or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. But that's the old stone house. Go check it out in DC.
All right, I will. I'm going to be there tomorrow, so.
All right.
Thank you.
I got to go to DC tomorrow. Tonight.
Actually, my boss goes to DC sometime, I think during the summer, I believe. I'm going to be like, can you check this out, please? And tell me about it.
Go here. Tell me if it's haunted.
Please. And can you FaceTime me while you're doing it?
I just want to go to the White House. It sounds like it's a really likely place to see some kind of apparition because there's 11 of them. I mean, you have a 1 in 11 chance.
The White House?
No. I mean, there's probably way more ghosts in the White House than 11.
Yeah.
There's way more there. But no, in this place, there's 11
spirits.
Oh,
11, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of my lucky numbers.
Oh, what's your other ones?
13 and 2.
I knew about 13. 2 because...
It's just my favorite number.
Interesting. Because you're always second.
Wow.
That was mean.
If you ain't first, you're last, huh?
So I took a different turn this week. I'm doing something a little bit different. Jeez, you guys.
He's so clumsy. Ow.
I'm gonna do something a little bit different this week. I'm just gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you about nursery rhymes.
Oh, I'm so excited. I've been wanting you to do this.
So, you know the song London Bridges. London Bridges falling down.
Yeah.
Falling down, falling down. London Bridges falling down. My fair lady. There's going to be lots of singing in this episode.
Can you sing it creepier, though?
London Bridges falling down.
Now there's going to be like a bunch of 30 and 40-year-olds and 20-year-olds with like nursery rhymes stuck in their head. You're welcome.
It's not sorry. So most of us growing up would sing this song while going under the ark formed by 2 other friends, with the ark falling down when the song ends. There are a few theories of the origin of the song. Most commonly accepted one is a supposed attack on Olaf II of Norway, which destroyed London, the London Bridge in the early thousands.
What is up with your cats? What did you do? Did you give them
They are not like this every other night of the week. It's like, for some reason, us coming into the podcast room just, like, triggers them for some reason.
Hey, handsome.
So, however, the historians cannot agree as to whether this is a true event or not. Another theory is that it's related to the superstition that human sacrifice has been made in order to keep the bridge upright. Because the arches are so thin, like, at any point, they could just collapse. So there was a superstition that you had to make a human sacrifice in order to keep it up. The legend has it that when London Bridge was finally taken down in 1831, they found bodies inside the moorings, possibly linked to a form of medieval punishment where a person is locked in a room and left there to die, and possibly serving as the said human sacrifice. And is that why they said, take the key and lock her up, lock her up, lock her up, take the
I didn't
key.
know that was a part.
You didn't know that?
No.
So when
we just always sang London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down, London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady. And that's it.
And then you collapse the arches with your friends, and your friend is in the middle, and you say, take the key and lock her up, lock her up, lock her up, take the key and lock her up, my fair lady.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And then the song ends.
What?
That's the London Bridge I grew up on.
Oh my God.
You probably just know the Cocomelon version.
Yeah.
So, another one. Ring around the posy,
Rosie.
Ring around the rosy, pocket full of posies, ashes, ashes, we all fall down. The common activity with this song is to lock hands with a friend or two, making a circle and skipping in a circle or running in a circle, and collapsing to the ground when they sing while singing ashes, ashes, we all fall down.
Right.
But it's widely believed this rhyme is related to the time when thousands died during the Great Plague of London in 1665. An estimate of 15% of England's population died in the plague. I think it was the bubonic. Plague.
The Black Plague.
Yeah. And the ashes were from the burning of the bodies, and they used a pocket full of posies, roses or some sort of flower, to cover the awful smell of the burned bodies. However, other historians believe this could be, not very true, and instead attribute the rhyme of the 19th century's religious ban placed on dancing among the Protestants. To get around the ban, adolescents invented the play party where they would have this ring games instead of square dancing.
Okay.
So they would the Protestants were like, no more dancing. And so the kids were like, well, instead they made this game, quote unquote, of ring around the rosy.
Yeah,
and
this is dancing.
Yeah.
Typical kids.
I like to believe it's the other one because that one's more morbid.
I grew up knowing that or thinking or hearing that rumor. And yeah, I like to... It's really creepy and messed up. But also, why would we invent a happy song about that? If they invented that during the plague, that's up.
Well,
let's sing about all the people dying around us. That'll make it better.
Well, it's like the meme with the dog with the fire. This is fine.
This is fine. Everything's fine. We're just gonna sing about everything.
Oh, what are you gonna do though? I mean, be depressed or
let's just sing about it. We're in a musical.
My whole life is a musical. Okay, so this one I knew about it, but I didn't really grow up on this one a whole lot, but I've heard of it. Mary, Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? With silver bells and cockle shells and pretty maids all in a row. I haven't really heard that one, but I watched a lot of Cocomelon. Was it Cocomelon? Or some sort of very same type of cartoon on YouTube of it. Because there's I gotta get this one right. So, it's there. It's on YouTube. Nursery Rhyme YouTube. You should check out my history. So, Mary, Mary, quite contrary, first appeared in Tommy Thumb's Pretty Songbook in 1744. Since that time, people have argued about who Mary is in the song. The darkest interpretation says that the rhyme refers to the Catholic monarch Mary I of England, aka Bloody Mary. And they say that the garden, quote unquote, in the verse is England, and the contraries referred to her bloody persecutions of the Protestants.
Oh.
As for the silver bells and the cockle shells, I don't think I'm saying that right.
Conchal?
It's Cockle.
Like the spinny ones? The twirly ones?
I have no idea.
Conchal. I think it's conchal.
It's Cockle. There's no CH in there.
I don't know.
Cockle. Cockle.
There you go.
Cockili. I don't know.
Coquille.
I don't know where that was coming from.
Chef's kiss.
So for the silver bells and the shells, they were torture devices used by Queen Mary's executioners on her Protestant subjects. Speaking of Mary the First of England, aka Bloody Mary, you know the song, three blind mice, see how they run, see how they run. They all ran after the farmer's wife. She cut their tails with a carving knife. Did you ever see such a sight in your life? Three blind mice.
Yeah, Charlotte sings that song in school. Like all the lyrics.
She cut the tails with a carving knife?
I think maybe not that one.
I know that there's a newer version.
Okay, maybe it's the newer version.
But there's an even older version of that where it goes, three blind mice, Dame Llewellyn. The miller and the merry older wife, she scrapped her tripe, licked thou the knife. So.
It's a pretty brutal song for a child to sing.
So, speaking of Bloody Mary, three blind mice refers to her order. Three blind mice refers to her order to have three Protestant bishops viciously tortured, possibly including blinding, and burned to death.
Oh my God.
The violent episode is corroborated by the original version of the words, which include the gory phrase, she scraped off the entrails and licked the knife.
Ew.
Which I just realized I missed a verse in that when I was copying and pasting the lyrics.
It's okay. We know it now.
Yeah.
Ew.
She scraped off the entrails and licked the knife. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is so weird. You know, my child sings nursery rhymes all the time.
I know.
Like, she knows them really well, too.
I was like...
Because she learns them all in school. Like, they'll sing, like, they have their activity time.
Yeah.
And during that, they'll learn, like, new nursery rhymes and stuff. I don't know where she learns half of these. And I'm like, oh. I mean, I do know where she learns them. But I'm like, oh, I never knew the lyrics to those. Wow. They do sing Three Blind Mice. They sing all the old classics, but not those versions.
I wonder why.
Like the TikTok mouse went up the clock.
Oh, yeah. I didn't do that one, but I read about that one. So this is my last one. And this one was referred by my one and only husband.
You only have one?
Actually, yeah.
Oh.
I know I am a big fan of Sister Wives, but I'm not a big fan of husband brothers.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess we can't be friends anymore.
Unless... Wait, didn't I propose to Josh?
You did.
He never accepted.
No, he didn't.
What a jerk.
I know.
You know why? It's because I only want to just use him for his...
For his mower? For his John Deere?
Yeah.
For his John Deere tractor?
Yeah.
His big green tractor?
Yeah.
To come plow you?
Bree, my mother listens to the podcast.
He comes over and plows all the time.
I know. Okay,
He's always so sweaty when he comes home. I'm taking this out.
I'm taking this out. At least she doesn't watch the YouTube version.
You're not going to take that out.
I probably will. So it's their happy anniversary to my parents.
Happy anniversary.
Well, it'll be like a week and a couple days. by the time. I don't know how. They've been married for like 20 million years. So this one was referred to by my husband. And I'm just going to cut to a very popular scene in the most watched cartoon of our time. Where is he? Or, hold on, let me start over. Do you know the Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man, who lives on Drury Lane.
She's married to the Muffin Man. The Muffin Man. The Muffin Man!
Not the gumdrop buttons.
That was I meant to tell you that was my comfort movie. That is one of my biggest comfort movies. Sorry.
So, the lyrics go, oh, do you know the Muffin Man, the Muffin Man, the Muffin Man? Do you know the Muffin Man who lives in Drury Lane? Oh, yes, I know the Muffin Man, the Muffin Man, the Muffin Man. Oh, yes, I know the Muffin Man who lives in Drury Lane. Well, in 1861, a man named Henry Mayhew traveled around London documenting all the different jobs which people did. He printed his notes in a book called London Labor and the London Poor. He included a section about the street sellers. Mayhew said that the most quote-unquote muffin men were either the young sons of bakers or elder men who had once been bakers. There were a few girls in the trade, but not very few women. That's because they were busy over on the East Coast of America being boss babes and making up real estate.
Yeah.
So in the 18th, 19th centuries, there was no laws to make sure that the ingredients in the food were safe. To keep bread cheap and to keep bread cheap and produce in a large quantities, some bakers would put things like chalk or plaster of Paris in it to make it look whiter and chunkier. Some bakers even would put aluminum-based powder, which is now used in washing detergents. So fun.
And used to be in baby powder.
And that is why everyone lived to only 20.
Yeah.
The Muffin Man in the rhyme lives, and I gave you a little bit of a backstory on what Muffin Men would do. The Muffin Man in the rhyme lives on Drury Lane, which is right next to the Covent Garden in London. In the 18th century, it was an extremely poor area and it had a terrible reputation. Many people went there to drink, gamble, and sometimes even commit crimes. You can only commit crimes.
Only sometimes commit crimes.
On Drury Lane. That's it. So many people, the Muffin Man would have sold his muffins to many of the people who lived there and worked nearby. Poor Victorians spent long hours at work, usually working 12 hours a day with only Sundays off. That didn't leave them much time for cooking. Okay, it must have been a problem back then, too.
What am I going to do?
So and a lot of them didn't even have kitchens. So, and if there was a kitchen there, like there'd be like a communal stove.
Okay.
And it was like
kind of cool.
Big fireplace that you could go to, but then you're risking
contamination.
Yeah, contamination, and it was really hot and smoky.
Yeah.
So many people chose to buy their food from the wide varieties of street sellers instead. There is that known baker, the Muffin Man, Frederick Thomas Linwood. His shop was a popular spot for kids to visit, where they would run and cause havoc, what unsupervised child would not want to run around in a bakery
and cause havoc.
Yeah. So supposedly Frederick wanted them to stay away from his shop, so he came up with a plan. He lured children intentionally to his shop by pulling a muffin on a string. Since food was scarce and pricey, most of these children are probably going without a meal or two, so they would see the muffin and go to grab it and he would lure them in with the string.
No.
Once they would be inside, he would knock them out and kill them.
No.
Children came up with this catchy sing-song along rhyme to sing that supposedly was a way to warn other children to stay away from the bakery and to be wary of those around them. The Muffin Man?
Just like woke up. I know you weren't sleeping. What?
There was another theory that he would go around singing this song to members of the community until it caught on. And when he would capture someone and bring them back to his shop and kill them, he would sing that second verse of, yes, I know the Muffin Man, the Muffin Man, the Muffin Man. And then he would kill them. That's it. That's some of the rhymes, nursery rhymes I have.
That's terrible. That one, I mean, I kind of knew that one a little bit, but that was way more dark than I thought.
Yeah.
I love it.
I don't have any, like, solid proof about them, but those are
it's just little folklores.
Yeah.
Yeah. They all started somehow.
They all start somehow. So, yep.
That was a good one. I like that.
You
could do more, too.
I know.
You could do more.
There was so many.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
I just picked a couple.
Yeah.
But I want to say something, Alice, as a younger child, I never really let her sing nursery rhymes because I did not want. Not because of any, like, trying to protect my child from, like, dark secrets. I was just, like, annoyed. I was like, no.
Like Coco Melon?
Yeah, I was like, no, you're gonna grow up on real stuff.
That's why Coco Melon's banned from my house now.
What do you want?
Can I say something about the Muffin Man?
What?
Can I do something like I say, do you know the Muffin Man? And then you're like, the Muffin Man?
Yes, we can do it after.
No, Bruce says the Muffin Man, and I say, the Muffin Man.
Okay. At the end.
Okay.
Can you tell me a neighborhood story, please?
Yes. I'm looking for which one I want. You sound like a cat was throwing up. Oh, okay. Thank you. I did too earlier.
I just had this huge
silent,
urge just to take a bite of the microphone.
I do that sometimes.
Like,
sometimes I just want to
I'll
rub
do
my
that,
face on
yeah.
it. Hang on, I'm sorry. I've almost read all of these. I just don't know if I want them or not.
Come here. Bree didn't come prepared.
I did. I still have this link. This comes with like 10 different ones.
Oh, yeah.
And these ones aren't that funny. I've read all the funny ones. All right.
Sometimes you just have to do a trash one.
Yeah, okay.
A trash
A
card.
trash card. Dude, I think everybody calls those trash cards. Yeah. All right. So this one is from next door, and it says, I understand they have a large supply of Ted Cruz signs down in hell. Someone commented. And please note, we are not
We don't
political,
care about,
so
yeah.
we don't give a shit about anything. So
Yeah.
whatever. Okay. And someone commented, Ted Cruz sign. Where can I get a Ted Cruz sign for my mom's yard? Thanks. Someone commented, I understand they have a large supply of Ted Cruz signs down in hell. Go there to get one. People are so mean. They just asked a question. Oh, there's more replies. That's okay. It's on Twitter. That was like, maybe they just wanted to know. Who cares? Like, let people like whatever they want.
And yeah, in our opinion is if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all.
Don't say anything at all. Yeah. It's so mean, especially on social media.
Yeah.
You look like such a jerk.
You do. You do.
Like, leave them be.
Let them be. Who cares? And for another thing, you're not going to change someone's opinion
Yeah.
by commenting on somebody's post.
Yeah, and it's their yard.
Yeah, and it also...
They want to put up an ugly political sign of
yeah.
something. Then let them.
Let them.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right. Well, we're going to check out.
Oh, yeah. As you heard earlier in this episode, as long as it went well, check out the Boreal Bigfoot Expo at borealbigfootexpo.com. There you can get your tickets. That's going to be in June on the 10th and the 11th. And there's supposed to be a lot of really big people there, researchers, scientists, professors and whatnot, authors, raffles, displays, interactive stuff, lots of cool stuff going on. Go check out the website. You can see it all there, and you can also get VIP tickets.
And have you checked in on the neighbors lately?
What's with the neighbors?
Bring Amy out. Psh. Say hi to your cats for us.
Don't get dead. Meow.
Go ahead.
Do you know the Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man!
She's married to the Muffin Man.